Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go.
In this episode, we're at Givhens Ferry State Park in South Carolina's Low Country, a favorite spot among kayakers who swear by the Edisto River. The park is near Ridgeville, about 35 miles west of Charleston, South Carolina. It offers 25 full hookup sites and 4 cabins, and it's at the eastern end of Edisto's famous 25-mile-long park-to-park kayak trail.
For you Civil War buffs, we'll also give you a quick tour of Fort Sumter. Then Jill's going to take a look at some of the trails that Givhens offers. And finally, we'll show you our newest toy, a camera drone that, well, let's just say I need some practice.
We're here at Givhens Ferry State Park in Ridgeville, South Carolina. It's about, not that far off the 95 and towards the southern part of the state. We're in site number 22. We have full hookups here, water, electric, and sewer. We were here a couple of years ago, and most of the sites only had water and electric, but over the last couple of years they revamped the park, fixed it up a little bit, and gave it all full hookups. There's only 25 sites here, so it's a smaller park. And we have one of the, I think, the nicer sites. At least we have some space here, and there's a nice tree. But some of them are a little close together, and not a bad little park. The campground here is just one loop, and it's right near the Edisto River. We'll get to see that later. We stayed last year at Colleton State Park, which is just down the road about maybe 20 miles, and that's also along the river. And like I said, 25 sites. The odd numbers are on the outside loop, and the even numbers are on the inside loop. The pads are kind of a gravelly sand, so sometimes you have to watch when you put your mats down because get some rocks under it. But I would say it's a little intimate kind of a little park. I'm going to start over here. That's number 2. There's 2 camp hosts. One's not there, and another camp host there. But the road's nice and wide, and there's plenty of room. And I don't know if there's one site's better than the other. Maybe a few have more trees. But we had a lot of rain, so we got some big puddles around. Sort of surprised that it is the weekend. It's towards the middle of March. And there's a bunch of empty sites. The only reason I can think of is it's a Saturday and there's nobody here, but we had a lot of rain, and rain was predicted, thunder showers. We might even have some more later. But I'm surprised that's that many empty spaces. The campground's only just one loop, and I would say maybe if you had a choice, the couple here right at the end of loop, number 9, is kind of big. You got a lot of trees behind you. And then the one over here, I think it's number 11, so where nobody is sort of all by itself. And behind it just goes out to that big field. Like I said, they all have water, electric, and sewer. So this comes around here to the other side of the loop. There's a little creek over here. Suppose if you were daring, you could go out there for a walk, but right now it's kind of swampy. Maybe lots of buggies. And maybe if you had this one site over here started, it might be a little bit buggy, but it's pretty big site. And then the ones over on this side, the even ones at the end, kind of close together. Our site, this is, let's see, what number was that? Was 15 over there. This one is, it's hard to, they put the numbers on the water post, so there's no signs on the outside. But these over here wouldn't be bad. We stayed, I think it was in number 17 the last time we were here. And there was a giant anthill that you better not step in it because you'd be got a million bites, and they had to come and put some powder down. But the ones on probably along the tree line here might be a little more secluded, although they're a little closer. Not real. They're kind of close together, but oh well. But there is quite a number of trees. This is, I guess, even numbers again. And there's us, which I think not a bad sight because we have all those trees in front of us, between us 20 and 22. In the middle of the campground there is this bathhouse, but right behind the bathhouse, if you follow along, there is a gigantic tent area. And I was surprised how many people were here last night, considering the rainstorm we had, and it was expected. As you can see some of the puddles. We'll just take a quick walk through here and you can see some of the campsites. A little breezy here. You can see lots of people here. There's a big gigantic campsite over here. But let's take a look at what's here, which is pretty good for a tent camping site. You have to walk in from the road a little bit out here, so you can't park right by them. But you have a nice big picnic table, a grill, water, electric, so you have places to put your food, and there's the road out there where you would park. It's kind of a cool little area, but you have so much amenities for tent camping.
These are the cabins here at Givhens Ferry.
Look like they all overlook the river.
Yeah, you can't see the river from here. The river's quite a ways down there, which was nice because we had a lot of rain and there were flood warnings in certain areas. But there goes Jill's GPS again. It's always interrupting me. They're nice looking cabins, pretty good size.
Yeah, got a fireplace and everything, and it looks like air conditioning.
Swings and seats and fire pits, and I like this one down here on the corner with nobody next to him. But that's just the hermit and me. And that's it. I don't know if they have more cabins hidden away somewhere else or not, but that's all they got here.
Right down there is where the campground is, and if you make a left as you come out of the campground, oh, it's a quick little drive area, and there's a big pavilion over here. It's called the Overlook shelter, with some grills and things. But right on the other side of the fence here is the Edisto River. And they said there's limestone bluffs here, and pretty nice view. Can't see quite that well, but there's the river. And should you decide to use this overlook big area here for a picnic or family get-together, you have this big open grassy area here that you could easily have if you had kids, you could play ball, frisbee, some tag football, some soccer. It'd be a nice place to spend the day. I would say most of this park is within walking distance of the campground, to some couple different trails, and just come out there out of the campground. There's another overlook here to the river, and then right over there is the office and gift shop, and then over there is a playground. Again, there's just a little parking area, and you just have to walk down to here to get some good views of the river. It's moving pretty fast today because we had some rain the last day or so. It's a pretty view from up here. And just down a little farther past the office, there is a little beach and fishing area, so we'll take a walk down there later. If you came down by the Edisto River here at the park office, and the park office was closed. You could still kind of walk down here if you wanted to get up on the little porch there, the little veranda, because there is the steps that comes to go up. You can sit up there, little tables, and look out to the river. Or if you didn't want to go up the steps, you could just sit out here and enjoy the views. And just walk up the steps here, get up to this little porch or veranda. Some nice little pansies or Johnny jump ups up here. It's a very pretty view from up here. Watch the river, Edisto River flow by. Very big on kayaking and canoes. It might be a little fast flowing right now, but there's a lot of stopping points along the way for people who do run this river. Just down by the office here at Givhens, there's a little pathway here. You can't bring your car down here, but if you, I guess you had a canoe or a kayak, you could walk it down to the river, and we'll go down here and take a look. I'm not really sure why they don't let you drive all the way down here. I mean, if you're just gonna dump your stuff, it'd be a lot easier than carrying it all down here. And just like it when we were at Colleton State Park just up the road, it's a little map here. This is where we were last, I guess about a year ago, last March. And it shows you all the way to different places to stop, all the way down here to Givhens Ferry. The river is very high, the Edisto River, right now, because last time we were here there was an actual beach. There's no beach right now. And you can tell here there's a little walkway down into it, and it's all underwater. Pretty high. We've had some rains, and there's been some flooding in Charleston, which is about, maybe 50 miles away. But the water's high. I'm down here by the Edisto River at Givhens Ferry State Park, and I'm gonna try some fishing. Brought my fishing poles down, and I got my little seat. So I'm gonna throw out a couple times and see what I can get. Looks like it's gonna be nice out there. So here we go. Well, so far no luck. One thing I've done was loose a worm in the lure, got stuck on the bottom, and the water's moving pretty fast, but oh well. It's nice water here, and I actually got my feet in the water because I had to unhook myself from somebody else's line, so I had to take my shoes off. But it's been fun. Let me see what else. I'm gonna try one more thing and see if I get a bite. No luck today, so I'm gonna pack my tackle box up and try another day. But it's been a nice day not to catch fish. Got my toes in the water, and it was fun.
Yeah, we were here a few years ago, and this place is totally different from when we were here before.
Right, now they have, it's a small park. It's only about 25 sites, and when we were here last time, only a few had full hookups, and the rest had just water and electric. Now all 25 sites have full hookups, water, electric, and sewer, and they redid a lot of the sites so that they're a lot more level.
Well, they crowned them so that they drain. They're gravel sites now. They used to be
just sand, I think.
Yeah, just sand and dirt. And when we were here before, the park ranger had to come because we had a big red anthill right in the middle of the campsite.
Right, and back then the cell service was almost non-existent. Now it's a little better. It's spotty. You get stuff, it goes in, it goes out. Sometimes you can watch something and then it disappears. But yeah. What would you say is the main draw to this park?
Well, I think it's undoubtedly the river, the Edisto River. It's part of a big kayaking tour that people take between here and Colleton State Park upriver.
Yeah, we were there last year, and it gives us a big map there between the two, shows you different stopping points. I think it's about 20 miles, and there's...
Yeah, so it's a pretty good kayak trip.
Right now it'd be a little tough. We had lots of rain and the river's running pretty fast, so you'd have to be pretty experienced
yeah,
rower.
I think it's a good time to stay off the river right now. But in the summer, when it's a little drier and the river
I think so.
calms down a bit, I think it would be a really nice trip.
Yeah. Probably another draw is like you're a little less than 50 miles from Charleston. So if you use this as a base, because it is full hookups, you could go down to Charleston, visit the sites, and maybe even stay overnight and then come back here. Or you could go visit Fort Sumter.
Go to Fort Sumter, which we did a couple of years ago.
Right.
We'll show you some of the pictures that we took from Fort Sumter. There's also closer, you got the Bee City Zoo.
Right, and there's another one, there's a Bowman's Winery just another few miles up the road. But there's also here, you just stay in the park. There's lots of trails. I went on one that's an overlook trail that overlooks the river, which was kind of nice. And there's a couple other trails that just run through the park, so you can have a lot of fun here.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're going to give you the grand tour.
Yeah.
If you're ever in the Charleston area, you need to hop the ferry to Fort Sumter and visit one of America's most historically significant sites. On a recent trip, we put together a little photo essay we thought you might enjoy.
Just a short little drive out of the campground. There's the River Bluff Nature Trail. And I'm going to try it because it's 1.5 miles. Well, here I go up these steps. Hope I make them okay. I don't know. We'll see how far this trail is, whether or not I go up all the way. But we'll give it a quick go. So it's a little bit of a trek trying to come down from there, but we're going to come see the waterway down here and come down, see if I can make it down to the bottom. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And there we are. We're going to be looking up. There's some nice washing machine bubbles there. Up to the creek there. There's me in the creek. Well, it looks like I didn't have to walk too far to get some views from up above here. Let's see, there's Edisto River down there. And we'll keep walking. Well, I'm up above the river here. It's like a pretty good looking view, as you can see. It's not quite the walk it said it was. It's only maybe about less than a half a mile up to here, but might go further, but the water is all very high today from the rain, so maybe there's a little longer walk you can go to. For geezers like me, and anybody else, there's a nice bench here that you could come sit, and then you get a nice view down to the river. And it sounds like there's some water flowing down, so we'll go check that out too. I think the water is a little high back here, as you can see the trees in the water, but I'm not sure if you can quite see. I don't know where that's supposed to be, but there's a stop sign in the water out there. I think I figured out why there's a stop sign there. There must be another trail that goes there, and there's a fence right along there, and then there's a house back there, so I guess that's the end of the trail. Not quite the mile and a half they said it was, but a few views of the river from here, so it turned out to be nice. I didn't notice at first, but this trail, I went that way, does come around and goes uphill. See how far I go on this, and get a little better view of that little creek running out of the hill there. Well, I kept traveling along here and it just seems to hug this creek here. And just kind of meanders through the woods. You have to be careful where you're walking because they have lots of roots in here. Well, I decided that half-mile mark was about enough for me because it kept on going and I'm not quite sure where it's going. And I looked at my little map and it seems like I'm just meandering, so I'm going to call it half mile out and a half mile back is a mile. It's enough for this geezer. We're here at Givhens Ferry State Park in South Carolina, and we're going to try and see if we can get our little drone to work. We've never used it before, but we thought it might be interesting to see how it works so we can maybe get some aerial views. So we picked this one spot here. It's a big open parking lot, so we don't hit anybody or hit any trees. What you doing there, John?
Well, I'm trying to figure out, it's been a while since I first looked at this, so I am now trying to get a grasp of the commands.
Okay. And
like technical stuff like where the on-off switch is.
Yeah, and this high-performance drone that costs us less than $50. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's a Harbor Freight drone, so don't expect too much from it.
We figured we'd start small, and if we wrecked it, at least we didn't lose much money. Well, we got the red lights going, turn the remote control on, and now what?
Power indicator light will stay on, indicating the drone and remote are connected. Auto trim. Okay.
It's coming back. It has landed. The eagle has landed.
And so it has, which means it's about time for us to take off. Here's wishing you a happy landing at your next destination, and as always, we'll see you down the road.